Yeah, this is Open Mind Entertainment TV. I'm your host, Ghetto Shakes, where we have entertainment, fashion, music, and TV all in one. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. How did you and Russ come up with Rush Philanthropic Foundation?
Well, that also came out of me being a painter. You know, the foundation came out of the idea that there were no actual, or very few, let me say, actual opportunities for black artists to show their work. When I came up, this was in the early 90s, there were 2 or 3 black galleries in New York City. There's still just 2 or 3. But white galleries were really not showing anybody. The only person I saw was John Michel Basquiat and about 2 or 3 other brothers up in there. You could walk through Soho, you would not see no paintings by no black people nowhere. And so I had taken my slides down to Soho, tried to show them to people. They're like, oh, thank you. And I'm like, okay. Never heard from nobody. So I said, I'm gonna start my own gallery. So I started my own gallery out here in Brooklyn, started the Sanctuary Gallery. And I had a brownstone in Bed-Stuy at the time. I leveled out the brownstone and took the whole first floor and turned it into an art gallery. You know, and Russell helped me finance the reconstruction of that, you know, because he's the one with the loot. And so, you know, but Russell's always been there for that sort of social thing, man. Yeah. You know, he said, if I'm going to take my space, like right here, Russell will help, you know. We both put in what we got to work together as a family. So, you know, I went to Russell later on. I said, this ain't quite enough. Let's start something that we can open up a gallery and do something for kids with art. And so we had a fundraiser at the Puck Building in Manhattan, and we raised $250,000, and we opened the Rush Arts Gallery in Chelsea. We gave the rest of the money away to arts organizations that were working with kids. Now, 12 years later, we got a $2.5 million budget. You know what I'm saying? We give away money to 50 organizations. We got this gallery, we got the Rush Gallery, we opened a gallery up in East New York with children's art space and studio spaces through the kind donation of this developer, United Homes, a man named Ron Hershko. He gave us this building, and we're going to open it up, and we're going to be servicing the kids in the East New York area. So, yeah, I figured you're going to ask about that, so I figured I'd save you the time and just roll on into it. You understand what I'm saying? So we're going to be working out in East New York and working with a bunch of kids, and the city gave us a whole bunch of money to work on this project. And so we're really proud of that the foundation is expanding. You know, at the first fundraiser, he wasn't Reverend Run then, he was just Run DMC performed to help us raise money. Run DMC and Eartha Kitt on the other end of things. She was up there meowing like she be doing. and Run was out up there, and Jam After Jay was still alive, and they kicked it for us, and that's how we raised the first $250,000. And then, you know, we just kept going from there, man.
Oh, that's beautiful, man. How does it feel being part of a family's success as far as Run, Russell, and yourself? You know?
I think it feels pretty. On one level, it's really a whole lot of responsibility, and not to live up to my brother, to live up to our father taught us. Our father, not the name, it's the deeds. Our father, yo, Sammy, stop hammering in there. We on the TV. Our father was a civil rights activist and a black history teacher, so he taught us a lot of stuff. You know, and it sank in. And it might not have sank in right then, but it sank in later, gave us all a sense of responsibility. So, you know, when you start thinking about a man who dedicated his life to helping others and helping kids and this, that, and the other, you can't, somewhere along the line and help. So, you know, that's where all of this stuff comes from, our pops and our mom, you know. So, and then, you know, we don't challenge each other, but we make sure that we all right, and we make sure that we are doing the best we can, and we support each other in whatever we do. You know, they just filmed the episode of Run's House here, which was funny. The thing was with the 2 kids was Diggy and Rusty was spending the night, and they got scared by the African art. It was like the night at the museum. The African art was coming alive, and the spirits was coming to get them and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? So it was like kind of dope, man. So, you know, Run, make sure I'm in the show so I can highlight what we doing here at the gallery and in my collection. And I always talk about Russell and Run. They always talk about their big brother. You know, so you know. I think we'd be the same way, whether anybody was famous or not, we'd be the same way towards each other. We've always had each other's back. You know, I mean, when Russell, somebody was messing with me, Russell came and ran up and hit him in the head with a Coke bottle. Knocked his name right out on Merrick Boulevard. They ain't messing with my big brother, whap! You know, and I remember when Russell first started something, so I got the word that somebody had kidnapped him up at this club in the Bronx. Me and my boys went all the way up to the Bronx, and I had an old Jaguar. We going through lights and like I'm busting the club. Where's Russell? Who got my brother? You know.
In Crush Groove, I think.
Nah, that wasn't in Crush Groove, man, because some of that activity I did that night was illegal. So. But you know, we've always been a real tight family, man, and I can't urge that enough for people who got brothers and sisters and whatnot. That's who you got, man. That's who got your back, and that's your family. Do as much as you can for your siblings and for your parents and for everybody else, because it's important that you support each other. That's how the other people get along and get further than they do, because they stay together and they work with each other. Families working, not like, you know. So we need to emulate that. I know that the system of slavery tore black families apart. Yes. It's time we start putting families back together and holding on tight to each other and making sure each other are right. I don't say that we have to like give it, but you got to support them in whatever way you can, because I know a lot of us have limited resources. However, you don't have limited love for your family members. So you can always step to them and say, how you doing? Can I help you with this? We call each other 2-3 times a week just to see how you're. Yo, I'm just calling you home to see how you doing. All right, I ain't got time to talk to you. I just want to know you all right. Bam! You know, and that's what we do. That's what we do.
What nonprofit organizations do you and your brothers actually affiliate with?
Well, I'm on the board of the Brooklyn Museum, I'm on the board of the Brooklyn Academy of Music, and I'm on the board of the Brooklyn Public Library, and I'm the chairman of the board of the National Conference of Artists, which is the oldest black arts organization in the United States. I'm the chairman of the board of the New York chapter. There's chapters all over the country. So, I mean, Russell, I can't tell you, well, you know what Joey's nonprofit is, the church. Reverend Rudd's nonprofit is the church and his kids. He got 5 of them boys, 6 now. He just adopted a little baby.
Oh man, that's
Run just, you know, his wife lost that baby last year. You know,
so it was on the show.
It was on the show, and so they adopted a little girl now named Miley, and so she's so beautiful. But Russell's on the boards of several organizations, and he supports PETA, that animal rights thing. He's a Buddhist and all of that, and yoga, and you know, I don't know if he's the most spiritual, but he's the most active about it. Yeah. He always sitting around chanting with his legs crossed behind his head or something, man. But you know, it's a beautiful thing because he was hyper before he started that.
So it kind of leveled
it leveled him right out, man.
Oh man, that's crazy. What can you tell young black artists who are trying to break into the art industry? What advice can you give them?
You know, I was speaking to a young woman last night who's a writer, and she was talking about that she don't know if she got any a publisher, because she's trying to write this book about positive images of black women, and they only want to publish negative images of black women with they hoes and hookers and this and that and the other. I said, but if you don't, and she said, so why write it if I can't get it published? I said, if you write a really good book and you take it around, you'll get it published, or you'll publish it yourself. But what you have to say is important about black women. Don't let this industry out here stop you from accomplishing what you need to do. If you have a voice inside of you that needs to be spoken, then go on and speak, and it'll find its way somewhere. And so that's the same thing I tell young painters. Go on and paint. Don't paint so you get in trouble. You know, like, I'm going to get in this gallery, I'm going to make this much money. Paint because it's in your heart. And then you show it to your friends, and then show it your friends. Friends will show it to people. Take down the stuff in your house, put it up on the walls. How I started my art gallery was in my crib. Put it up on the walls and buy a jug of wine and invite people over to look at it. Right. You know what I'm saying? You got to start where you're at. You can't hope to get someplace if you don't start where you're at. You got to start stepping right where you're at. So if you got a room, put it up on the walls and invite some friends over and give them a free glass of wine. And try to sell them a painting. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And then it expands from there. It all starts with your commitment to your craft. Once you got your commitment to your craft down and it's good, it can't be denied.
Yeah, This is Ghetto Shakes, your host. I hope you enjoyed the show. Open Mind TV. Yeah. Keep your mind open. Keep your mind open. Keep your mind open. Peace and blessings.